Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'll be solving another SQL problem. Problem number 1321, restaurant growth. Let's take a look at the prompt statement. Here we are given a table called customer. This table has 4 columns: customer ID, name, visited on, and amount. The combination of 2 columns, customer ID and visited on, is the primary key for this table. This table contains data about customer transactions in a restaurant. Visited on is the date on which the customer with ID has visited the restaurant, and amount is the total paid by a customer. Imagine we are the restaurant owners and we want to analyze a possible expansion. There will be at least one customer every day, and our task is to compute the moving average of how much the customer paid in a 7 days window, meaning current day plus 6 days before. An average amount should be rounded to 2 decimal places, and we return the result table ordered by visited on in ascending order. Let's take a look at the example. In customer table, we see customer ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, name of the customers, and the date that the customer visited the restaurant, and the amount they paid on that date, and the output visited on. So we want to compute the moving average, the average of the money in 7 days window. So it will be this day plus 6 days. So it's gonna be January 7th, and it's a rolling window. It's gonna be, so the second date we need to return is from this current row here, plus 6, so it's gonna be 8, and keep going. Number 3, we should see the date 9, and the 4 with plus 6 is day 10. It's worth noticing that visited on is not unique, so there can be duplicates. So the amount should be the cumulative sum of the amount from the first day plus 6 days. So it's going to be the total of 100 plus 110, 120 until the 7th of January. So the total is going to be 860, and we do the same thing from January 2nd, so 110 plus this until the 8th, so plus 80. So the total amount on this one, cumulative sum, is 840, and we need to get the average amount as well for that sum. So as you can see here in the explanation, for the first moving average from January 1st to January 7th has an average of this divided by 7. So let's solve this problem. My approach is going to be using sum window function and average window function, and we will use the range in window function for aggregation. There's a range, so if I type sum window function with range, so I will take a look at this link. This is the code that we would need. In our case, it's gonna be range between interval 6 days preceding and current row. So this is what we need to put into our code. I want to paste it here. Alright, so this is the most important part. We want to get the cumulative sum and the sliding average of all these in the period of 7 days. So let's run that. I'm gonna do select. We need to get the visited on, and we're gonna do sum of amount over. I don't need to partition by anything, but we will need to order by visited on, and we need to add this. Let's check it one more time. Okay, and range between interval 6 days preceding and current row, and we call this column amount, And we will do the same for average. So it's gonna be average amount over and order by visited on, and same thing, range interval 6 days preceding from customer. Let's run this real quick. Let me make the screen smaller, give this a name. This is going to be average amount. Let's run that again. And we need to round the average to 2 decimal places. So for the average, I'm going to round to 2. I want to run that again. So as you can see here, we have the cumulative amount of every day and the average amount. We see that this number here is not accurate because we also need to get the average for the days that like on the same date. So in order to do that, I'm going to, instead of selecting from customer, I'm going to select from visited on and sum, and then sum amount as amount from customer, order group by, and group by visited on. All right, so I will call this money. So I will run that again. So the average for this date is more accurate versus before when I didn't sum the amount for this date only. So we only want the unique date. We don't want the duplicated date from money. Currently, we are seeing the dates are from the 1st until the 10th. And we only need to know the dates are from the 7th only. So I'm gonna do the row number for this one. And I'm gonna create a row number here. Row number over. I'm going to order by visited on. And I call this RN. Let's run that. Oh, forgot to put a comma. Okay, so now we have a row number for each row. And I'm going to select from all from this table that we just created with the subquery. It's gonna be select, we need to get the visited on the amount, right, and the average amount. Average amount from, right, from this, from money, and we call this our data set, right, where RN is greater than 6, where RN greater than 6, because we want to see the visited on the date from the 7th going onward. Let's run that. Alright, so our output looks good now. Let's submit and make sure that I pass all the test cases. Awesome. Runtime 765 milliseconds, beats 27.03% of users with MySQL. That is nice. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.